So this is a quick breakdown of that teaser that we got with Carol and Daryl, where we get to meet the newest cast of The Walking Dead, Daryl's dog. Daryl has been living as a hunter-gatherer, pretty much, hunting animals, drying their skin, and making clothing. He's entirely self-sufficient, and doesn't rely on the communities at this point. In regard to his appearance, he literally hasn't changed. I thought he changed a lot because from the teasers, he looked like he was very bulky, he had a poncho on, but the moment he took off the poncho, he was the same Daryl we always knew. It also seems like he's building rafts, or boats as Carol says, that travel downstream, or just to maneuver around in the river, likely just to get to a better vantage point for his fishing. Because as we saw, standing in a river is very dangerous. We saw in the last episode a walker coming out from the river and attacking Daryl, so it's obviously very dangerous. But after happening upon Daryl in the last episode, we're finally going to get a lot of Daryl in the next episode, judging from the teaser. We're finally going to know how he's been taking Rick's death, or at least his supposed death. I've been thinking that Michonne is probably taking this the hardest, but I kind of forgot how important Rick is to Daryl. Daryl is as good and as popular as he is because Rick made him into who he is. Rick played a pivotal role, almost like a father figure, but more like a brother, I would say. After leaving the community, Alexandria, and living on his own for 6 years, I wonder how often Carol actually visits Daryl. Clearly it's very far and in between. When she first sees him, she says, "Hello, stranger." So clearly it's not like a daily thing, it's not like a weekly thing. I'm sure it's not too infrequent. But this clearly shows that Daryl and Carol's bond really has not wavered. It's a mutual understanding that he'd just not be in the communities, that he would live out on his own. Carol probably understands this is where Daryl belongs, or at least that's what Daryl believes. I really love Henry's reaction to how Daryl's living. I'm sure he's very confused at this point why Daryl chooses to live in such a difficult lifestyle. Not knowing Daryl's past and his more antisocial tendencies, Henry must think Daryl's a weirdo at this point. He's just a weird uncle that lives in the forest. And of course, this teaser had a good emphasis on the dog. We have to mention the dog, which is an awesome idea to give him that in the first place. After losing his best friend, it's great that he'd find something else, something to keep him company in his new solitary lifestyle, away from everyone. We also learn apparently animals are able to eat walker meat and not get sick, like people would. That's interesting because it makes me wonder why animals haven't already eaten every walker that's wandering around in the forest. But I guess we have seen walkers eat horses before, so it's probably not as easy as it would seem. I'm sure the walkers kind of put up a good fight, especially since they travel in hordes. So it kind of makes sense, I guess. But another thing about that dog is that dogs live on average like 15 years, around that, roughly. This dog looks pretty young, like 5 to 7 years old at most, and the apocalypse happened like at this point 10 years ago, which means this dog was born during the apocalypse. During a time when humans are hungry, they no longer probably have animals as pets, more like food, like in Fallout, where the dogs are called dog meat. So I have to wonder, wouldn't that dog be feral? I don't think this dog would have grown up under human supervision to be domesticated and loyal. It would probably grow up and be dangerous like a wolf, and travel in packs and take on more wolf-like tendencies, taking on a more undomesticated behavior. But that's just my thoughts. Post yours down below. When do you think Daryl's dog's going to die? Because it's going to happen, I just know it. Anyways, until the next video, thanks for watching.